Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Pascal Show. Yeah, I just got done with the show, and now I'm back again with some breaking news. I was actually very, very shocked to hear about this, and of course, I'm still going through it myself to see if this is 110% true. Just to be completely real with you guys, because yeah, guys, there's some information that I'm still trying to figure out with my own two eyes. But it looks like they have proof, or they have the actual K-bar, the weapon. But I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm still going through this. This is some weird stuff. We are going to be looking at this right now in just a second because I am shocked. And if this is true, then this is extremely damning. But we got some more information. We have more information, some more stuff that has to do with the with everything. Some more unsealed documents have come out, and I am just still, my head is just spinning right now, trying to make sure that I'm not losing my mind. But apparently, there's some new evidence that has been unsealed. But the problem is that this is a very, very lengthy document. I'll explain here in just a minute. I promise you, I will. Okay? This is insane. And I'm still trying to figure it out for myself, because obviously I just saw this through the twits and on the Twitters. And I said, wait a second, this cannot be true. But we're going to be looking at this as a family. We're going to look at some of it tonight as a family, because I'm not going to do this whole thing. I'll explain here in a second. I may do a good chunk of it tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, when I get more of a chance to look through all of this paperwork, because there's a lot of paperwork nonetheless. So before we get into everything, please do me a favor. Yeah, we haven't talked about this dude. We haven't talked about BK in a minute, okay? We have not. So I kind of wanted to give it a rest until there was actually some real stuff going on. So do me a favor. There's some stuff going on. There's some stuff going on, baby. So please hit that like button down below. Why did I laugh like an evil Frenchman? Okay. Les poissons. There's a lot going on here. So hit that like button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done it yet, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But you need to be hitting that subscribe button right about now. Just go and do it. Okay? So we got to get into some things. So let's rock and roll. Okay. Now, I was just on 2 seconds ago, and as soon as I got off, I found this new information. Apparently, they have found the knife, or at least proof of sale of knife. I'm still figuring this whole thing out, because, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a cop, nor am I an ex-cop or an ex-lawyer, or do I wax this legals, okay? So this is all very, very new to me. I am a baby when it comes to this, okay? All right? So we got to get into this, and I appreciate all y'all for being here, blessing your time with me, okay? And if you get some time, please check out the other video I just got done doing. It was something completely different, a different topic, not as, they did what? He's standing there with the bloody knife, It isn't like that, but it's a conversation nonetheless that people need to have, okay? And this information here, I just got to remember 30. Everybody remember 30, okay? Just so you know, 30, okay? But we do have some information here Shout out to the docket. Okay. Let me show you guys what I mean. Okay. Because this is the information that's flowing like water. Actually, hold on. One thing, because there's some information I want to make sure we have here too. Um, all right, guys, I just want to make sure I have. I just want to make sure I have this stuff, some other things, okay? Because I haven't talked about Kohberger in a minute. I haven't talked about Bryan Kohberger in a while. I was like, let me give it a rest. We don't have to be sitting here obsessing on every little tiny nuanced thing every single day. Let's see what they come out with, and more information will come out, and it did. So we're gonna be looking at this. But shout out to the docket for bringing out this information. Again, this is a huge surprise to me. Okay, but it says Amazon K-Bar info. They have the serial number, assuming they have the purchase order. Okay. Now, and this is all the unsealed documents, all the information here that we will be looking at. And I'm telling you guys, it's lengthy. It's almost as long as Stephen King's It. Okay. It's almost a damn. It's well over 750 pages. It's over 769 pages, just to be exact. The unsealing of these documents. So that's why I said I'm not going into a deep dive of it right now. Most likely because I just got it 15 minutes ago, maybe even less. Okay. Yes, we all float down here. Hiya, Georgie. Hi. Pennywise the clown. But anyway, back to the story. There is a lot of information here that I haven't gotten a chance to really look at. I'm going to see if we can go through a good vast majority of it, but it does say that, hey, there was something purchased. Okay, according to, where's my mouse? According to the docket. And I want to say big shout out to the docket. Okay, so you can follow him on Twitter, okay, at Chasing Paper 89. Okay. Holy fireballs. Yeah. I don't know what fire is, but yeah, holy fireballs indeed. Holy fireballs. Right? Right? Nay, thank you so much for the Australian. I really do appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna get into this. I promise you guys. I'm just trying to get into this. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get into this a little bit because, like I said, I'm still computing this information. As I jumped off, I opened up my Twitter and it was like bang in my face, and I'm like, "What? They got the K-Bar? What?" Now there's some other information here, like of the actual serial number that this person Danielle was able to pull it up and show. Like this is literally what size and K-Bar that was actually used. We are going to be coming back and referencing back to that. But here is the documents all up in our faces. Okay. Oops. And again, as you can see, this is 769. 769 pages, y'all. So, of course, in District Court of the 2nd Judicial District of the state of Idaho, in and for the county of Latah. Okay. Now, this is obviously ordered to seal, but this matter came before the court on February 10th, 2023, on the court's motion to seal and redact pursuant to ICAR 32. The hearing was held via Zoom. William W. Thompson Jr. and Ashley Jennings appeared on behalf of the state, and Taylor appeared on behalf of Mr. Kohberger. The court reviewed the records, considered the documents presented, weighted the interest in privacy and public disclosure, and announced its findings of fact on the record. Therefore, pursuant to ICAR 32, and I don't know all these other things. The court finds it necessary to seal the records related to the search warrant for the following reasons. The documents contain highly intimate facts or statements, the publication of which would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person. The documents contain facts or statements that might threaten the safety of or endanger the life or safety of individuals, and disclosure would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy after due consideration with good cause appearing. Now, one thing I want to point out though, okay. Oh, I see where you're saying nay. I see where you're saying. Oh, far. Right. I appreciate it. You tried not to swear, but I do appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, what's very interesting about this piece right here is number one. Okay. Number one, I want to point out, where's this freaking mouse? It likes to disappear on me from time to time. Okay. So the documents contain highly intimate facts or statements, the publication of which would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person. So my question here on the number one with a bullet is, does this mean that there's some sort of, maybe there's an informant, maybe there's an insider, maybe there's somebody that knows a little bit more than that the public obviously knows? And let's keep it real. As of recently, we all know that when it comes to these kinds of investigations, we know like what, 5% of what what 5-0 knows? You know for a fact that they know a whole lot more stuff than we actually know. We get all the salacious stuff. We get all this crazy stuff. You know, we hear it from sources on People, or we hear things from Banfield or News Nation and all that. But other than that, we're not getting everything. And maybe it's the real stuff, the stuff that actually matters, that they could be protecting because they don't want all that stuff out here. Okay. So another one. Okay, order sealing search warrant and related documents. Based on the motion to seal search warrant and related documents filed herein, the court does hereby confirm and order that the affidavit for search warrant, including any exhibits, search warrant, return of search warrant, including the inventory of items seized, and order are confidential, exempt from disclosure, and are sealed pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 for the reasons stated in said motion until February 27th, 2023, or further order of the court, whichever occurs first. So ordered this 29th day of November, 2022. Okay? What's up, Live and Learn? How you doing, my brother? Hopefully you're doing very, very well. It's been a long time since I've seen you, bro. So I appreciate you being here, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. And Avery Shannon, I mean, you're jumping the gun, girl. Damn it, Avery. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it sounds like he went on to Amazon and bought this bad boy. Yeah. So yeah, I can't believe he's an idiot. He's an idiot. Remember, we talked about this too, right? He might be a brilliant dumbass. I'm leaning towards this dumbass. Yeah. But he literally went and, he bought a knife, a K-bar from Amazon. He done. Him guilty. But I don't want to jump the gun. We got to get into this. But Avery, you said it. You jumped the gun. I'm only on page 3, dag nabbit. But still, out of 769. But it's, at the same time, I appreciate you giving that information. Okay? Let's just keep it reals. Thank you, Avery. Just straight to the point. How dare you? Moving on. Okay, so of course, this is a motion to seal search warrant and related documents. Okay, so State of Idaho, by and through the Latah County Prosecuting Attorney, respectfully moves the court pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 332G1 and Idaho Course Code 74-124 for an order sealing search warrant and related documents, including the affidavit for search warrant, including any exhibits, search warrant, return of search warrant, including inventory of items seized, and order filed, herein because release or disclosure would 1. interfere with enforcement proceedings, 2. constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. So there's something going on here as well. Okay, there's something going on here as well when it comes to constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Shoot, you know for a fact 5-0 don't give a damn about the privacy of Bryan Kohberger. So there's something else going on. That's what I think. That's how I'm seeing it. Okay, that's how I'm seeing this. Okay, but hold on real quick. Did I get this? I don't think I did. Dr. Ed, what's up, my brother? Thank you so much for the 10. Thank you, Pascal. Well, no. Thank you for being here, because without you guys, I'd just be screaming at a wall and reading a bunch of legal crap. Okay, so I appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much. Charlie Miller, what's up? Thank you so much for the 2. Brilliantly stupid. Buying a knife on Amazon, really? I agree, Charlie. I do. I really do. You a special kind of stupid. You a special kind of stupid there, BK. Special kind of stupid. Avery, Shannon, thank you so much for the 10. I'm so sorry. Are you good? I read it already. You read all 769 pages, girl. I didn't know how far you are in. I'm sorry. Forgive me. See, I'm still talking to y'all, so I'm only on page 3. And don't worry, I'm not going to go through 769 pages. That's insane right now, okay? That's insane. We'll be here for 10 hours. But we are going to try to get through some of these nuts and bolts as best as we can. So let's continue. And please, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, okay? Send it past 400 likes. 400 likes. You know for a fact, I wasn't planning on doing anything tonight. I was going to be done, and then this broke. So I'm sharing it with you guys. Hit that like button down below. Share the love. Share. Hit that subscribe button as well if you have not done that yet. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Moving on. 3, disclose the identity of confidential source. See? Disclose investigative techniques and procedures. So that tells me that there's some sort of informant in this situation. We got an informer. We got an informer, an informant. Okay? We got one. There it is. Okay? And the state seeks this protection for a minimum of 90 days or until such time as the investigation is concluded and or charges are filed. Wherefore, the state respectfully prays that the court seal from public disclosure, the affidavit for search warrant, return of search warrant, and order herein under the provisions of Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 and Idaho Code 74-124. Again, this was written on the 28th day of November 2022. Again, let me say this again. They have an informant. Okay? Informer is it gonna be bummed out? So they got somebody in here that got all the inside information. Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, just so y'all know, because we all been talking about that, haven't we? We've all had the conversation like, was there somebody? Is there somebody on the inside that just knows something? Everybody, okay, everybody was talking about that. Aside from whose glove is this? Aside from that, we all been wondering, was there somebody in connection? Was there somebody else involved? Or is there somebody that helped nab this monster? We are now finding that out. Blammo. How you like them apples, mother lover? Let's continue. Another order to seal. This matter came before the court on February 10th, 2023, on the court's motion to seal and redact pursuant ICR. I just want to make sure I'm not reading the same thing because sometimes they like to repeat certain things. So we already knew all this. Yes, this is a repeat. So this is the same thing as here. That's interesting. Why do they do that? Why do they keep repeating ish? Okay. So again, another one. And I think that's a repeat. Same thing, a repeat. So we can fly through some of this. Then again, another one. Same order to seal. Same. Just making sure. Just making sure it's all the same stuff over and over and over again. Why do they do that, yo? What, you're going to do this 700 times, yo? Like, for real. This one is new, I think. Order sealing search warrant and related documents based on the motion to seal search warrant and related documents filed herein. The court does hereby confirm and order the affidavit for search warrant, including any exhibits, search warrant, return of search warrant, including the inventory of items seized and order are confidential, exempt from disclosure, and are sealed pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 for reasons stated in the said motion and until March 1st of 2023 or further order of the court, whichever comes first. Again, the same stuff. Repeat. Wow, it's the same stuff over and over again. That's so wild, guys. Sorry, I don't understand why they do that a lot. Any lawyers in the chat can explain that to me, because I'd love to understand what the F that means. Why they put the same stuff over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? That just doesn't make. That's so weird. But okay, let's continue. Okay, this is new. Return of search warrant. It says, I, Lawrence Mowry, the officer by whom this warrant was executed, do certify the appended inventory contains a true and detailed account of all property taken by me or other officers pursuant to this warrant, and that this warrant and property have been duly returned before Judge Megan E. Marshall at 9 o'clock a.m. this 14th day of December 2022. I certify under penalty of perjury pursuant to the law, the state of Idaho, that the foregoing is true and correct. So, affidavit of Lawrence Mowry. Says here, I, Lawrence Mowry, have being duly sworn, do hereby state the following information is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. Number one, that I am employed by the Moscow PD in the official position of forensic detective. Two, affidavit has been a trained and qualified peace office for 12 years. Three, on November 26, 2022, I obtained a search warrant for Amazon. Haha. Wow. Real quick, I'm sorry for the pause, but if you really think about it, isn't that pretty crazy that, because we've all been sitting here like trying to figure things out. And we already knew that they have been they were already having their sights set on a Bryan Kohberger. And now we're starting to see even more that they already had their sights set on this guy. Still what happened in the middle of November, it was only a few weeks, but still the fact that they were already setting their sights on this guy that quickly is pretty amazing, in my personal opinion. Of course, they were playing like, oh, we got to play this close to the chest, as they were. Totally makes sense now. It totally makes sense then too. But at the same time, us people who only know 5% of what actually is going on behind the scenes during this investigation, it is pretty interesting to see that they had already had their eyes set on this guy for a minute. Again, November 26, 2022, he obtained a search warrant for Amazon. That says a lot. The warrant was served on the 26th of November 2022 by email, fax, email, etc. On the 8th of December, I received an email from Amazon which contained the requested information. An inventory was prepared for all items received, and the information received was placed into evidence at Moscow PD. Okay. So, bunch of signatures and all that. But that's pretty crazy. So it says here, receipt and inventory of warrant on the 26th day of November 2022 at approximately 3:32 p.m. The following peace officers, Detective Mowry, served the search warrant heretofore issued upon the place and or persons described therein as directed in said search warrant. Entrance was obtained by Amazon.com. The person found in said place were, and I guess this is because it's all online, this is different. So the property found and taken and the location where within or upon said place and or persons are as follows. So here's the stuff that we've been waiting for. Okay. 23 doggone pages in, by the way. But here is the information, guys. Description of property. ASIN number B001H53Q6M. K-bar, full-size U.S. Marine Corps fighting knife. ASIN number B000MAZIA0 K-bar 1217S. Let's continue. This is wild, y'all. Look at that. Description of property. Leather sheath with a Marine Corps logo. Dun, dun, dun. You know what I'm saying? So, what they found online is that this knife was bought online on Amazon. And remember what they were saying, what they described they were looking for. They were looking for a K-bar knife because the knife sheath. And then let's not forget this very important detail. I'm going to blow this up so you guys can see it again. Very important detail. Remember this dumbass left the knife sheath? Remember? And it was a leather knife sheath that actually had the U.S. Marine Corps logo stamped on the side of it. I'm just saying, very, 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 very convenient. Okay. A copy hereof was left on this date. I'm right here in the middle, guys, here, okay? In this date, in a conspicuous place, in the place searched, there being no persons present during said search. This was dated the 14th day of December 2022. Now I'm going to continue, but I just need to go back. I just need, I like to rub this in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to look at these 2 pages. That's how conveniently they're put together here. But look, description of property. Again, we don't need to go through all the ASA and all the numbers and stuff, the serial codes and all that crap. But it's very important that you notice that it says K-bar full-size U.S. Marine Corps fighting knife. Then another one, is the actual leather sheath with the Marine Corps logo stamped on the side, which is exactly the one that they actually have in their possession right now as well. Now, right now, I still have not seen them say anything about them having the possession of the actual knife. So far, we only have them which we all know, them having the actual sheath. I'm still waiting to hear if they actually have the physical knife, the actual knife in their possession. But still, no matter what, this is some very, very damning information. This is some very, very damning information. And if this is absolutely, this is all court, this is all documents. This is all legal documents. So Bryan got some splaining to do. Bryan, you got some splaining to do. Bryan. Oh, Bryan. I smell a plea deal coming. I do. Let's continue. That's what I'm feeling in my bones. All the way down to my bones. Oh, my Lord. Here we go. We're moving on. Oh, my Lord. He got a lot of splaining to do. A whole lot. All right? Him guilty as hell, y'all. Him guilty. Okay, let's go on. Order. And this is from Amazon. Okay, so in the district court of the 2nd Judicial District of the state of Idaho, in and for the county of Latah, in the matter of the application for a search warrant for Amazon. We already know Amazon. We all get our stuff from there. Okay, 99.9% of us are shopping on there all the time. Hold on real quick. I want to make sure I'm not missing any super chats. I'm sorry. I'm knee deep. Okay, I'm knee deep. I'm not even knee deep. I'm hip deep in this freaking thing real quick. But hold on. Okay, I got a couple super chats. Let me get them really, really quick. Jacqueline, thank you so much for the $1.50 super sticker. I do really appreciate it. Without Limits Budgets with Aaron Lynn, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for your support, and everybody who's been giving super chats. I really do. It really does mean a lot. You are absolutely my favorite, Pascal. Thank you for all the real news and the updates. Oh, thank you so much. Again, if you guys weren't here, I'd be screaming at a wall. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Okay, it really does mean a lot. Okay, but let's continue back into this. But everybody shops on Amazon. So, of course, they probably had to get the shopping, maybe history, etc., getting the rights or, getting a warrant so that they can actually dive into this and find out more information about what he is buying online. Because, for a fact, we all got an Amazon account. Every single last one of us, unless y'all are trying to live off the grid, off the fat of the land. And if you are doing that, then you're lying because you're watching this show and it's online. So why are you living off the fat of the land and still got the internets? That's all I'm going to ask, okay? Think about it for a second. Dory McNulty, thank you so much for being a member for the past 22 months. Holy cow. Thank you so much in a members chat. She says, so happy to be here and spend a Friday night with family. You know what? I agree too. Again, family is everything. Right, Vin Diesel? Family over everything. Family over everything. Let's move on. Okay, so as you can see, they were getting the warrant so that they can dive into this even more. And did they dive? Oh, but they dived. So, the above titled matter, this court having heretofore issued a search warrant, and the said search warrant having been served according to law, and the return of warrant having been duly made as directed in said search warrant to this court, and a written inventory of the property found and seized having been duly made and taken before the undersigned magistrate or judge and filed herein. Now, therefore, it is hereby ordered that the said peace officer shall deliver or cause to be delivered the property described in said inventory to the MPD, Moscow PD, or such other law enforcement agency as may be appropriate for the purpose of preserving said property for use as evidence or until further order of a court of contempt jurisdiction. Once any related criminal case has been concluded, including the expiration of time for appeal, or at such other appropriate time, the property can be released or disposed of upon authorization for the jurisdictional, prosecuting attorney. It is further ordered that said property or any part thereof may be delivered to any person or laboratory or laboratories for the purpose of conducting or obtaining any tests, analysis, or identification of said property, which is deemed necessary by the custodial law enforcement agency or the jurisdictional prosecuting attorney without further order of this court. So, from what I'm getting, whatever they can receive from Amazon or the information that they can get from this knife, if they actually have it, again, that's if they even actually have it, because that's still something I'm not hearing. I'm not seeing or reading them saying, "Oh, we got this mother lover." I don't see that in legal jargon. Okay, I don't see that. Okay. We don't have that yet so far, but I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that moment. 28 pages in, okay? But this is a search warrant, again, in the matter of the application for a search warrant for Amazon, again, okay, to any peace officer authorized to enforce or assist in enforcing any law of the state of Idaho, Lawrence Mowry, having given me proof upon oath this day showing probable cause, establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant and probable cause to believe that the property referred to and sought in or upon said premises consists of information for the crimes of homicide in the possession or control of Amazon related to the sales of the following items for the period of January 1st, 2022 to present. And if you see this, and then from my understanding, they're basically saying that they think that when he went online and bought this stuff, the information that they've received, and what they have is that he actually, like, they got this warrant to show that he went online and he bought these two things. One of them was a K-bar, which we already know was the K-bar knife with all the serial numbers and stuff, with, it being a U.S. Marine Corps fighting knife sheath. And then the other thing, a full K-bar, full size, straight edge knife. Records shall include, but are not limited to, account information for the above named individuals, entities on Amazon.com or affiliated websites, including but not limited to contact information, billing information, account opening date, account closing date, and any other information retained in connection with the identified accounts. Order details and purchase history for all transactions conducted by the above named individuals / entities on Amazon.com or any Amazon.com affiliated storefront / web store, including IP address information for purchases made, payment information for payments made or facilitated by Amazon.com to or from the above named individuals / entities, including payments through the Amazon payments Amazon Pay platform. All customer interaction records between Amazon.com and the above named individuals / entities and their representatives to include call notes, call records, emails, and or written correspondence located in or upon the following described premises, Amazon. So in other words, exactly, I was just about to say, so in other words, they got more than just receipts, baby. Oh, they got more than receipts, baby. Do you understand that? They got more than receipts. They got everything. If he's ever had any kind of conversation with anybody through Amazon, like, hey, I received this, but, it's not what I wanted, or how can I return this? Or if he's ever just anything he's bought, they got his whole history. They got his whole history, guys. They got his whole history. They got more than receipts, y'all. This is more than just receipts, baby. They got him. Oh, they got him. Okay. And of course, we're going to play the other side of the fence here too. Okay. We are going to be going into some pushback. Don't worry. Okay. Because I love you and I love driving you guys crazy. Okay. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay. So, trust me, because I love to get you guys riled up a little bit. And it's all in love. It's just, this making the brain turn. Okay. So let's continue. That's only 29. Jan Martin just said, look at page 39. I will. I promise you. We will get into it. Okay. This is more than receipts. Okay. Arctic turn. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He dumb. Like, y'all, he dumb. Oh my God, he dumb. And it's so funny how much everybody's sitting there going, oh, he's brilliant, he's amazing, blah. But he's an idiot. He's dumb. It's a wrap for him, baby. We don't have to argue anymore about innocent to proven guilty. We don't have to do any of that crap anymore, y'all. We don't. No. Oh, there's a possibility that he didn't really. F you. Shut up. He did it. Okay? He did it. He may not have been the only one, but he did it. Okay? So let's continue. Electronic records. Electronically stored records shall be produced in electronic form and shall include those records held, 1, in your record retention systems, and or 2, by your technology, data, or other service providers. Text data. So they got this, mother lover. Let me tell you something. The prosecution's going to have a field day. I'm just going to say it now. The prosecution's going to be tap dancing on that ass. I said it. I don't care. Because this mother lover is about to see the inside of a prison cell for a very long time. If he's not going to be facing a firing squad. Let me just say that really quick too. I'm just saying that because there's a possibility of that too. If they're seeking the extreme, okay? To the extreme, I rock a mic like you know what I mean. Anyway, ice, baby. You're about to get iced. Let me just tell you, okay? Text data. Text data relating to transactions, core data, history file shall be produced within a data file. 1, using delimited ASC2 text data format, or within software that can export without loss of data to a non-proprietary file format, or using commonly readable file format set by agreement. Text data files relating to transactions produced according to the above shall include field descriptions, account number, date, time, description, payee, payer, check number, item identifier, and amount. Again, we are going to make sure that you know for a fact that this is him buying this ish. And let me say this too. Even if they don't have the actual weapon, This is all very damning information, extremely damning information. I'm going to just say my piece, with the pushback, because we got to keep it even keeled to a certain extent, but him guilty. Just be ready, because I will be talking about that here in a second. We already saw this stuff, so we're going to paste through here really quick. This is all the same stuff. Wait, nope. There's more here. Image data, because we already did the text data and the electronic records. Again, they've they got 769 pages of this ish. I can only imagine what else they got. I'm sure this is not even the whole enchilada. Okay, so let's continue. Image data. Image data shall be produced in graphic data files in a non-proprietary or commonly readable format with the highest image quality maintained. They want to make sure you see everything. Pores in the skin and everything. Image data of items associated with specific transactions, checks, deposits shall be produced in individual graphic data files with any associated endorsements and linked to corresponding text data by a unique identifier. Encryption / authentic. I can't even say that word. Authentication. I can't even say that word right now. I don't know why. But anyway, I've been talking a lot. But anyway, electronically stored records may be transmitted in an encrypted container. Decryption keys shall be produced separately at the time the data are produced. Now, the question I have here too is, does this mean that he had encrypted information? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Does this mean that he had he was doing some, hiding stuff? Like that things were hidden, that he had encrypted stuff? Like he was that high tech? That's pretty insane to me. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty insane. If you ask me. But hold on. I got a super chat here really quick. I think it's a super sticker. Ivana, thank you so much for the 5 Canadian. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And if you're enjoying the information and all the information that I've been giving you guys thus far, please hit that like button. I see over close to 1,500 souls watching the show right now. Please hit that like button. Send it past 1K. That's what I'd love to have happen before the show is over. Get it past 1K. That would really, really mean a lot. Helps the show. And of course, do not forget. So hit that like button, but do not forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Join the family. Consider becoming a member by hitting that join button down below as well. It'd be greatly appreciated, okay? Now, I don't know if this, as far as the encryption part, I don't know what that means exactly, but it is a question, okay? And it could be speculation, hard speculation, wild speculation, but got to ask the questions no matter what, right? Ask those questions. But here we go. Here are therefore command to search the above described premises for the property described above, to seize it if found, and bring it promptly before the court above named. So this warrant shall be executed within 7 days of ensuance and is authorized for daytime service only, pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 41. Daytime means the hours between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. local time. So in other words, all day, baby. It's like anytime you want to do it, baby, just go up there. You got all day and night, okay? And under the following special directions, this search warrant is issued for a law enforcement purpose. Amazon is ordered not to disclose the existence or contents of this search warrant or the information furnished in response to the search warrant for a period of 90 days or until further court order of the court. Amazon shall disclose the described property and information within 14 days of issuance. Yeah. So again, They're like, okay, hold tight, keep quiet, say nothing. Okay. Now this says order for extension to return search warrant still with Amazon again. The above matter having come before the court based upon the motion of the state and good cause appearing, it is hereby ordered that the time for which the above referenced search warrant shall be returned is extended to March 8th, 2023. So that was just 2 days ago. That's crazy. So, certificate of delivery, I do hereby certify that true and correct copies of the order for extension to the returned search warrant were served on the following, on the following in the manner indicated below. And it says hand delivered. Okay. Moving on. So again, this is another motion for extension for to return search warrant. And this still has to do with Amazon, but they say the state of Idaho by and through Ashley S. Jennings, Latah County Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney, moves this court for an order extending the time for returning the above referenced amended search warrant, which was issued on November 26, 2022. The search warrant was directed by the court to be served within 14 days of issuance during business hours. The warrant was served by Detective Lawrence Mowry, on November 26, 2022 by email. However, as of this date, the information has not been received. Although the warrant was executed within 14 days, directed by IC 19-4412, the state is not able to comply with the time frame within which to return the warrant and provide a written inventory. Accordingly, the state requests an extension of time for the return of the search warrant. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Now, this is in order to seal and redact, and it looks like in the matter of the application for a search warrant for American Express. So he had that black card. He had that black card, y'all. Or was that Mama's black card? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, but let's keep it funky. Let's go. Okay. And TT Cross, hey, I'm glad to make you smile on this information. It's still very interesting and exciting. Okay. But this is some wild ish, y'all. Some wild stuff. So thank you so much for riding with me on this and hearing me go through this legal jargon. Okay. But let's go into this. And this is crazy. Okay. And keep hitting that like button down below, guys. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Your boy's working hard out here in these streets. Let's go. So this matter came before the court on on February 10th. My brain is turning into mush, guys. February 10th, 2023, on the court motion to seal or redact pursuant ICAR 32. The hearing was held via Zoom. William W. Thompson Jr., Ashley Jennings appeared on behalf of the state, and Taylor was there on behalf of Bryan Kohberger. The court reviewed the records, considered the arguments presented, weighted the interest in privacy. This is kind of stuff that we talked about earlier. Okay, this is the same thing, except they have some new. No, this is the same thing that we did earlier. So let me move on to the next thing. Okay, so another one in the matter of the application for a search warrant for American Express, order sealing search warrant and related documents based upon the motion to seal search warrant and related documents filed herein. The court does hereby confirm and order that the affidavit for search warrant, including any exhibits, search warrant, return of search warrant, including the inventory of items seized. We already know this stuff, but order are confidential, exempt from disclosure, and are sealed pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 for the reasons stated in and said motion and until the completion of case CR 29222805 and further order of the court, whichever occurs first. And of course, that happened on the 25th day of January 2023. Again, with American Express. Now, this is obviously has been redacted. Appreciate the heads up on that as well. But it says here, the state of Idaho, by and through the Latah prosecuting attorney, respectfully moves the court pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 and Idaho Code 74-124 for an order sealing search warrant and related documents, including the affidavit for the search warrant, including any exhibits, search warrant, return of search warrant, including inventory of items seized, and order filed herein because release or disclosure would, one, interfere with enforcement proceedings, deprive person of a right to a fair trial or an impartial adjudication, constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal personal privacy, disclose the identity of a confidential source. We back at that again. Do you see what that? Very interesting, though. The unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, disclose the identity of a confidential source. Bramo. So so this is just confirming it for me even more. Okay? This right here, this ish right here is just confirming this for me even more. Okay? That there is someone that is talking for sure. Someone out here talking, y'all. Okay? Someone out here talking. Hold on, guys. My computer likes to do this every once in a while. Okay, we back. But someone out here is talking. Now, I don't know. It could be just whoever. But you know what? Let me say this too. This also could be someone who is an informant within, or giving them like a liaison, or someone who is talking with them that is like working with them within, say, because let's not forget, this is also American Express. So there could be someone there that's talking on behalf and helping them with the investigation. So that could very well be it too, that they don't want to give out any information on that person that's helping with the investigation that may be working very, very hard. Okay. That could also be it too. There could be someone working within American Express, helping them with information. So that could also be it too. So that could very well be it. Because why would they sit there and say, oh, in the matter of, application for a search warrant for American Express, right? For a motion to seal search warrant and related documents, there's obviously somebody working alongside with them so that they understand how things are done, etc. Especially when you're going into this trial, for a fact they're probably bringing somebody in who's an expert within Amazon, within American Express as well, so that they can go, so tell us how it works when you go and buy a knife online. Like, do you have to go through anything? And then there's going to be some Amazon expert sitting there, explaining everything. Yes, you have to go through this and right? Same thing when it comes to American Express. They're going to explain how transactions go down and all that to prove positive without a shadow of a doubt. Okay? Without a shadow of a doubt that Bryan Kohberger used a card, probably an American Express card, went on to Amazon and bought these two items that he later used on November 13th. So they're probably going, we can't give out those people's names, that information, because that could jeopardize the case. That could get somebody in very big trouble when you don't want to get people in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Okay? So that could very well be it too. Okay? But again, disclose the identity. Let's go back here. Disclose the identity of a confidential source and or disclose investigative techniques and procedures. So again, they could still be holding tight with that information because they don't want to release their expert witnesses, right? Remember when we watched AHJD, that whole trial? Remember when they brought in all these like internet experts and social media, this, that, and the thirds? They came in and they were breaking it all the way down. Okay, you even had Dr. Smeagol, the Beagle, right, with his dry ash mouth and all that. Remember all that BS? They were all expert witnesses. I'm sure they're all confidential sources that were not put out until they actually showed their faces in the trial. You're not going to give them all that information. You're going to keep that quiet. You're going to hold that tight. So I think this is the exact same thing. So even with the Amazon stuff, that could be also an expert witness that they're going to be bringing in, and they don't want to expose who they are because, God forbid, the outside world who's trying to get Bryan Kohberger to come out of this innocent, you never know. People are crazy and will do crazy things, threaten these people's lives, etc. So that's probably why they're saying we have to keep these sources confidential, just so you guys know. And that just kind of dawned on me now. Okay. So again, let's see. I think I did this one already. But let's go through this one more time. I, Lawrence Mowry, the officer of whom this warrant was executed, do certify the appended inventory contains a true and detailed account of all property taken by me or other officers pursuant to this warrant, and that this warrant and property have been duly returned before the court at 11 o'clock a.m. this day, the 24th day of January 2023. I certify under penalty of perjury pursuant to the law, the state of Idaho, that the foregoing is true and correct. And here it is. He says, I duly swore, or been duly sworn, do hereby state the following information is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief, that I am employed with the MPD in the official position of detective. Affidavit has been a trained and qualified peace officer for 12 years. Currently work the day shift, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. On November 28th, 2022, I obtained a search warrant for American Express. The warrant was served on November 28th, 2022 via email to I guess that's redacted. So whoever got that email, that has been redacted, because that is a person that's trying to keep quiet, because that person's probably going to be used as an expert witness in this trial. So on January 13th, 2023, I received an email from FA. My dogs are losing their minds. Michael Douglas. Hey! From Michael Douglas containing the requested data. On January 24th, an inventory was prepared for all the items received. A copy of the inventory receipt was emailed to such and such, and the information received was placed into evidence at Moscow PD. Further, your affiant saith not. I certify or declare under penalty of perjuries pursuant to the law, the state of Idaho, that the foregoing is true and correct. So again, this is all basically saying that they were having some information going on, like they're having correspondence with somebody. There is obviously somebody who's out here that is going to be an expert witness to analyze and explain how American Express or how credit cards are used, and showing that this, without a shadow of a doubt, is Bryan Kohberger buying these items for sure. And no, I got somebody coming into the house right now, and so that's why my dogs are tripping right now. So it'll be over here soon, but you're gonna be hearing them tripping for a minute. Sorry, guys. Yeah. You know, they're howling at the moon and stuff. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, it's so crazy. I tried. They're not listening. They're just straight up howling at the moon. Bianca, see that? Do you hear that? I swear to God, it's just people coming into the crib. I swear to God. Moving on. So this is, let's see, in the matter of the application for a search warrant for American Express, receipt and inventory of warrant on the 28th day of November 2022 at approximately 11:55 o'clock a.m. The following peace officers, Detective Lawrence Mowry and FBI FA, I don't know what FA is, okay, Michael Douglas, and we ain't talking about Michael Douglas. This is a different Michael Douglas, just so y'all know, served the search warrant heretofore issued upon the place and or persons described therein as directed in said search warrant. Entrance was obtained by, and this is all blank, okay? But description of property, this is actually the property in which the four lives were taken, okay? So, Cynthia just said, maybe he had a 10% off from Amazon. You never know. You never know. Real talk. You never know. Yeah. So there it is. There it is, guys. Dogs losing their minds. Yeah. They're lively today. They're lively tonight. But anyway, as you can see, these are obviously the people who were in that house, in that property. We already know, of course, their names. Okay. Ethan, Madison, Xana, and Kaylee. Okay. So we already know but this is what, like, talking about the people in that particular property. Okay. And this is all dated stuff, blank, just kind of like a blank form. Okay. But moving on. Okay. So another, in the matter of the application for a search warrant for American Express again. So hold on one second. I'm sorry, guys. These dogs are losing their minds, and it's getting too intense. Okay, these dogs are losing their doggone minds. But I'm going to try to keep going. Yeah. Oh, it's more than just Bianca. It's all of them. It's all of them losing their minds right now, guys. It's all of them. Okay. They're all losing their minds. Okay. We got people coming in, so they're losing their doggone minds. Get it? So let's move on back into this. In the above titled matter, this court having heretofore issued a search warrant, and the said search warrant having been served according to law, and the return of warrant having been duly made as directed in said search warrant to this court, and a written inventory of the property found and seized having been duly made and taken before the undersigned magistrate or judge and filed herein. Now, therefore, it is hereby ordered that this said peace officer shall deliver or cause to be delivered the property described in said inventory to the Moscow Police Department or such other law enforcement agency as may be appropriate for the purpose of preserving, said property for use as evidence or until further order of a court of competent jurisdiction. Once any related criminal case has been concluded, including the expiration of time for approval or for appeal, or at such other appropriate time, the property can be released or disposed of upon authorization of the jurisdictional prosecuting attorney. It is further ordered that said property or any part thereof may be delivered to any person or laboratory or laboratories for the purpose of conducting or obtaining any tests, analysis, or identification of said property which is deemed necessary by the custodial law enforcement agency or jurisdictional prosecuting attorney without further order of this court. And again, I mean, this is all just all the search warrants, all the paperwork that they have to put into to get this, to get all that they can get, right? All the information that they can get. So moving in here, upon oath, this day showing probable cause, establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant and probable cause to believe that the property referred to and sought in or upon said premises. Hold on. This is still, again, just American Express. Consist of information related to the crimes of homicide to include all records and documents. The terms records and documents mean any and all tangible forms of expression in your possession, custody, or control in any language or format, and include but are not limited to writings, papers, and tape recordings, electronic video and audio recordings, video surveillance, microform, electromagnetic recordings, optical recordings, electronic files or records, photographs, drafts, finished versions, originals, and copies, however created, produced, or stored. Video surveillance images pertaining to account transactions to include account opening, deposit, withdrawals, etc., are included with this request. Supporting information can be provided to help identify surveillance video / images for some of the transactions from September 1st, 2022 to present in the name or control of, and this all of their names: Ethan, Madison, Xana, and Kaylee. Okay, to include the following: all open and closed accounts, all records pertaining to the individuals or business entities identified in this letter, whether held jointly or severally. Interesting, jointly or severally. Okay, or as trustee or fiduciary, as well as custodian, executor or guardian, or guardian, as well as any other entity in which these individuals or entities may have a financial interest, includes all accounts in which these individuals had signatory authority and or the right of withdrawal. These records should include signature cards, statement data, and monthly account statements, identification of and name assigned on all debit cards or on account, deposits, and supporting documentation, including but not limited to the to evidence of cash canceled deposit checks, front and back transfers from other accounts, including full account number and name, and other credit information, checks and other withdrawals, including but not limited to canceled checks, front and back withdrawals, and offsets, evidence of cash withdrawals, transfers from other accounts, including account name, account number and name, other debit information, wire transfers in and out, including wire transfer instructions and evidence of requester, if possible, evidence of cash transactions, and identifying information of individuals conducting cash transactions, identification of sender or receipt bank, full account number and account name on ACH transfers, online transfers, teller transfers, or other transfers. Have mercy. Man, just a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch for them to check out. And they're like, hey, we just want to get all this information from everything from the correspondence, the purchase of bank checks, the credit card records, safe deposit boxes if they have any, and then a whole bunch of any other records revolving around anything financial that was going on. Now, I do wonder that too. Leo's going, why bank info? That's something I'm still trying to figure out as well. Maybe it's just so that they can see where they went beforehand, try to figure out if maybe they went and bought, maybe they were out somewhere and they saw that Bryan was in the same place, buying food in the same spot on the same day. Maybe they were doing that to try to create or understand a little bit more of the narrative, the story, right? Of things. And of course, they're talking about the 4 here too. So that could be it too. But then also at the same time, it's also, I think, a thing of them trying to confirm, again, who bought this K-bar knife, who bought the sheath, etc. Those are, I think that's also information that they need to know as well. But then again, they could be trying to do everything that they can to try to understand, like, how did this happen? And or how did they run into each other? Okay, how did they do this? How did Bryan Kohberger meet these 4? And if he was really following them everywhere, maybe when they went to a coffee shop, maybe you went to that coffee shop too. And if they did a transaction, they could have seen the transaction. You see what I'm saying? They could have seen that transaction and then see, oh, wait, he bought coffee and she bought coffee there too. Boom, there's the connection. Maybe, but then again, it could just be they're just trying to cover everything and they're just trying to make sure that they have everything on point. Just crossing their T's, dotting their lowercase J's, you know what I'm saying? And not messing around. Now, one thing I have to say right now is that they have yet, and we're at, this is only the tip of the iceberg. We're not even at the moment where they say, oh, we have possession of said knife. I have yet to see them say, we have possession of said knife. One thing that they do say so far, as I'm trying to quickly scan through this, because some of this is a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. But what we know so far is that they at least have documented proof that there was a knife that was bought and it matches exactly what they're looking for. And of course, there's the sheath that they still have that his DNA is on. Now, the one thing I want to point out, okay? One thing I want to point out that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious, Keith. That would be hilarious. A black Columbo, but like Shaft meets Columbo. You know. Oh, and one more thing. I got a question for you. That'd be hilarious. Okay. But one thing you got to remember is this still, to me, they have information. They have document. They have proof of actual purchase of knife. Again, do we have the knife though? Is the knife here? Okay. That's one thing that I'm still trying to go through. And we're at page 64, and there's 769 pages of this mother lover. Okay. But I do want to say this though, because I know that there's going to be somebody with a little bit of pushback. And one of the little bit of pushback I have here, okay, is that I feel like other people are going to say, okay, oh, this is interesting. That's interesting. We're going to look at that here in a second. But one thing I do want to point out is that there's going to be people out here that are going to sit here and say, just because he bought a knife doesn't mean that he actually used that knife. I can see that there being some sort of that pushback. Okay. I can see some people going, okay, well, just because he bought a knife doesn't mean that he actually used it. Does it actually mean that he's going to be in that room doing this terrible act? No, it doesn't. But at the same time, he got a lot of explaining to do if that thing is actually his to be completely real. He got a lot of explaining to do. Whole lot. Okay. But we ain't done yet. We're going to continue. We're going to continue a little bit more. And this is Apple. Okay. So phones again. Okay. So let's get down here. Let's get through the jargon, legalese jargon crap. Okay. Consists of the probable cause to believe that the property referred to and sought in or upon said premises consists records related to the crimes of homicide on the Apple iCloud account associated with Maddie Mogan with the following identifiers. And then, of course, somebody's name was there and that was redacted. A phone number that obviously was redacted as well. So they're going to say the Mogan account from this point on. Let's see. So they got so they got all records. Hold on, guys. Woo! All records or other information regarding the identification of the account to include full name, physical address, phone numbers, email addresses, including primary alternate rescue and notification email addresses and verification information for each email address, the date on which the account was created and the length of service, the IP address used to register the account status, methods of connecting, and means of source of payment, including any credit card and or bank account numbers. So, in other words, basically everything that they have surrounding her account, they have. Everything that surrounds her, for example, with her phone, that's everything from iMessages, SMS messages, MMS messages sent to and from the account, including all draft and deleted messages, the source and the destination account or phone number associated with each instant message, the date and time at which each instant message was sent, the size and length of each instant message, the actual IP addresses of the sender and the recipient, the recipient, of each instant message and the media, if any, attached to each instant message. Again, basically they're saying they got a whole lot when it comes to their when it comes to the records and phone numbers, et cetera, that they have received within the phones that they have in possession. I mean, I hate to summarize, but I mean that's basically saying to me that they have a whole bunch of information with a bunch of numbers, phone numbers, iCloud stuff, everything. They have everything. Okay, everything. All right, This is all search warrant jargon. Again, same stuff that we saw earlier. Now, this is, of course, another piece of paperwork, but this is also for Apple as well. Again. Yes, microdot. Yep. This so far is just a warrant for the information. That's basically all it is. They're just trying to get information, as much information, and get the warrants for all this stuff. So it's everything so far from what we've seen is like bank statements or credit cards, activity, cell phones, also Amazon. Let's not forget like online activity, anything purchased online and whatnot. There is proof of this knife actually being purchased, the knife and the sheath. Okay. And that is insane. All right. They just have proof of the purchase of the knife. That's from what I'm seeing so far. And I'm going through a lot of it. And unless there's something more through, later in the 700, like page 700, from what I've seen so far right now, another phone that they're getting a search warrant for, and it's for Xana's phone. You see what I'm saying? So these are all the same thing. You'll see, again, you'll be seeing another search warrant here in a second for, I'm sure, Ethan and Kaylee as well. But then again, it says here, okay, I was employed. We already know this. Affidavit, trained and qualified peace officer for 12 years. We already know that. He received an email from Apple, which contained the requested information. In inventory was prepared for all items received, and the information received was placed into evidence at the Moscow PD. Further, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So again, they're just saying, okay, we received all this information. We got phones, we got credit card data, we got online purchases. So we're trying to retrieve all that information so we have that for the trial. Okay. Again, Ethan's number. There it is. A warrant for Ethan's phone to get all the data from him, etc. Same thing as we were talking about earlier with Xana and Maddie. Now it's going to be Kaylee here in just a minute. But it's, again, same type of paperwork. Okay. So it says here, the same thing, but this is from Brett Payne. Okay. So it says here, the warrant was served on December 23rd. Lawrence Mowry received an email from AT&T, which obtained the requested information. An inventory was prepared for all items received, and the information received was placed into evidence at the Moscow PD. You see. So, again, very, very interesting. Okay. Again, a warrant. Okay. A search warrant for AT&T as well here. You see what I'm saying? So all of this is just the basic stuff that they have to go through Okay. Again, another search warrant for AT&T. Okay. But this time, this is from Brett Payne. Okay. But the thing is it doesn't say, okay, blah, blah, blah. AT&T account associated with the phone number. Okay. Information should include user account information, location data, and stored communications held by AT&T, described in further details as follows. But the thing is we don't see anybody in here. I don't see a name though. Whose is this? Interesting. There's no name here. Hold on. There's no name here. Any peace officer authorized to enforce or assist in enforcing any law of the state of Idaho. But this is very, very weird. Again, very, very weird. Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. The dogs are losing their minds. We got people over. So they're just acting a fool because they like to act a fool around new people. Anyway, so moving on. But this is the part that I find very, very strange. Okay. What I find very, 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 very strange. Because there's no name in this warrant. So I don't even know whose phone number or whose phone that they're trying to get. Property consists, maybe it's the phone that's on the property, I guess. Okay, Brett Payne having given me proof upon oath this day showing probable cause, establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant and probable cause to believe property can consist of certain evidence regarding the investigation into the crimes of homicide at, of course, the King Road residence. So I guess it has to do with the phone that was actually in the house, I guess. That seems a bit weird. That seems a little bit weird, don't you think? I guess it's the phone that's inside the house. I don't know. It's very weird. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I'm thinking maybe it's a landline, but I don't think it's Maddie's phone. They would have said here Maddie's phone or Mogan's account or something, but it doesn't say that. So I'm wondering which one this one is, but I guess we'll find out as time goes on. But that's very interesting. So I wonder, unless that's just a random phone that was found, which is very, very interesting, but no name on that one. But okay. We're going to keep going because there's a lot of papers, a lot of pages. And of course, I'm not doing this whole thing right now, guys. Okay. But yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, Rachel, you got a good point there. It may not have a name on it to protect that person too, which is very, very true. You know what I mean? Dawn, of course, no problem. I'm more than happy to be here. I just wanted to give you guys, or at least try to give you guys some new information. I've been waiting for new information as well. No, Xana's was up earlier. Okay, Leo. So this is somebody else's, and you never know. You're right. It could very well be someone they might be trying to protect that person as well. And again, it could just be whoever. Like it could literally be the information from inside the house. Somebody just said Wi-Fi. It could very well be the Wi-Fi too. Getting that data and et cetera from the Wi-Fi, that could be it too. My purpose, purposely on purpose. My purpose is purposely on purpose. I'm sorry. She said, Could it be possibly any phone that was on the property between that time frame? That could be it too. That's a damn good question right there. That's a damn good question. And that could be it too. But this is when I'd love to get, Jennifer Coffin Daffer on here to analyze these questions. You know what I mean? To analyze these documents, the information that we have, and all that. Okay, but just going through this real quick again. Okay, so then this one again. This is another warrant for AT&T, but it says here. You never know. It could be the things surrounding it. This one sounds like, showing probable cause, establishing grounds for issuing a search warrant and probable cause to believe there are for records and information associated with certain cellular towers or cell towers and records generated by the cellular network that are in the possession, custody, and or control of AT&T hereafter the service provider. So that makes sense too. See what I'm saying? That makes sense that they're going, well, we need to get access to the information of cell tower pings, so on and so forth. So that could very well be it too. And they're saying, of course, right then too, data that may contain of a homicide between November 13th at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. So like the moment when it all went down. So if his phone pinged over there, they're sitting there going, we need a warrant to show proof that his cell phone pinged. We need to get access to the information that you guys have from AT&T and your tower and your cell phone towers. So they're asking for that. That's basically what this is. Okay. Let's see here. Again, same stuff that we did before. Bank of America. So they're trying to get a search warrant within Bank of America as well. So it may not have been an American Express. It could have been a credit, a debit card of some sort, right? So again, another one. Motion to seal search warrant and related documents. Okay, so the state of Idaho, by and through the Latah prosecuting attorney, respectfully moves the court pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1, blah, blah, blah. So they're basically trying to get information within Bank of America as well. Now it says, of course, the same stuff. They don't want to disclose the identity of a confidential source, disclose investigative techniques and procedures, constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy, so on and so forth. So again, it sounds like they're going to be bringing in somebody possibly as a expert witness, or there is someone that is working within Bank of America that is helping them with their investigation. For what reason, we do not know. Aside from if he bought, it definitely shows that he bought a knife and a sheath on Amazon. I don't know what that has to do with Bank of America and American Express. That's something I'm very curious about as well. Okay. But again, they're just getting into showing proof that they're getting the affidavit, or it's not the affidavit. I'm sorry, the search warrant for Bank of America. So that's just all the paperwork that's here as well. And then, of course, they're just saying financial records. They're trying to get financial records for Ethan, Maddie, Xana, and Kaylee. Again, it makes me wonder why, though. Why are they out here trying to get their financial records? But again, it could very well be like they're trying to see their digital footprint, where they were, what did they do, so on and so forth. Was maybe Bryan in the same area as them, stalking and lurking from afar without them even knowing? That could be it too. They can be like, oh, well, he was here on the same day as Ethan was getting food at this place. He was there grabbing a coffee or something. That could be it too. So it could be them trying to create a possible thorough narrative as well to show proof positive that he was out there, and it's not just by coincidence that he was out there following them, any of them. Again, another one from Bank of America. Yeah. So crazy stuff, guys. This is all crazy, crazy stuff. There's more and more. Banner Bank. I've never heard of Banner Bank in my life. But again, I'm sure one of the kids, if not Bryan, was, has an account, a bank account over there as well. But, maybe it will say here, Banner Bank. So they're sitting here saying, executed, certified, appended inventory contains a true and detailed account of all property taken by me or other officers pursuant to this warrant, and this warrant and property have been duly returned before Judge Marshall at 9:15 on the 7th of December. But it does make you wonder why, who's the account for? Still under the financial records of Ethan, Maddie, Xana, and Kaylee as well. And of course, their names or whoever else those financial records for and their names have been redacted in this paperwork as well. Let's see here. Yeah, so okay. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. So it says here. So they wanted to get information, records, electronic files, or recordings, optical recordings. Basically everything they can get. Video surveillance images pertaining to account transactions, to include account opening, deposit withdrawals, etc., are included with this request. Supporting information can be provided to help identify surveillance video/images for some of the transactions from September 1st, 2022 to present in the name or control of Ethan, Maddie, Xana, and Kaylee. So maybe they all had accounts at this bank, which could very well be it too. But they want everything. They want all of it. Okay? All of it. And that. So Block Inc. Oh, so maybe a Square. Interesting. I wonder why they would need, because Square Inc., like, it's a square, like the swipe thingy. So it makes you wonder why they have that going on. What kind of transactions were they doing? Was anybody doing? Interesting. Again, I mean, this is all them trying to do everything they can to build a case, right? So CashApp. So Square, CashApp. Yeah, I guess so, Rachel. So it must be the DoorDash order. It's got to be. So that's strange there too, right? That's a bit strange, don't you think? Well, not really. I mean, but they, they're probably working diligently to try to get proof of the transaction, the food being delivered, etc. Again, so that they can get, so that they have a real narrative, a better understanding of how everything went down. I know I had a feeling somebody was going to say that. Suzanne, she said drugs. It's a drug house. I don't think it was. I'm waiting for the prosecution to paint their story, to bring their narrative to light before I go down that deep. crazy roller coaster ride of a rabbit hole before I say anything else. Again, that also could be food truck as well. J Moon, exactly. It could also be that too. Okay. And again, yeah, Layla, I agree. Yes, nailing down that timeline. Okay. That's what is going on here. That's what I think. They are trying to nail down this timeline so that they have a better understanding of how everything went down, so that they can pin this on this dude. Okay, so that they can pin the tail on the damn donkey. Okay, they're trying to erect a solid timeline. They're trying to put all these pieces of the puzzle together in the best way possible, so that when the day comes that they go into court, they can sit there and go, we have everything, and there's no way that there's any reasonable doubt. Presenting a solid argument, a solid narrative, a solid timeline. That's what the prosecution needs more than anything. So they're going to get everything they can to show everything. Okay? So, but that is 167. Okay? I stopped at 167. Actually, I'm going to go for a little bit further. Even this mug out a little bit. Again, their Square or their Cash Apps they're going into as well, getting all the information that they can. Okay. Let me see if I can get through. Oh. Blue Ridge Knives, Inc. Okay. Now it's getting interesting. I'm not done yet, y'all. I ain't done yet. All right. So let's get into it. We already know all this BS. Okay. We've read through this 15,000 times. But Blue Ridge Knives, Inc. That okay. My ears are pricked up. Okay. So again, Blue Ridge. This is order sealing search warrant and related documents. Okay. So it says, let's see. They, of course, are wanting to seize all the items. Orders are confidential, exempt from disclosure, and the sealed pursuant. Of course, we already know all this stuff. Let's see what they say here. So they respectfully, move the court pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G. Same stuff that we've read before. So there might be maybe an expert. Maybe there's a knife expert. Maybe someone who actually sold the knife as well. Let's not forget that. They seek this protection for a minimum of 90 days or until such time as the investigation is concluded and or charges are filed. Okay, so moving on. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm just reading this stuff to make sure, to see if there's anything. This is all like the same old jargon that we heard before. But they, certified the appended inventory contains a true and detailed account of all property taken by me or other officers pursuant to this warrant, and that this warrant and property have been duly returned before the court at 12 o'clock, under penalty, so on and so forth. So they're saying, well, we already know about, we know Maori, Detective Maori very well now, but they said, so the search warrant or the warrant was served on December 13th by email. On the 16th, he received an email from Blue Ridge Knives, which contained the requested information. An inventory was prepared for all the items received, and the information received was placed into evidence at the MPD. So I'm wondering what is the stuff that they were requesting from the Blue Ridge Knives. Maybe proof of this purchase, which could possibly be which could very well be what it is. You see what I'm saying? If the serial number, etc., they could be looking at this and saying, oh, there's a possibility of, okay, well, this proves positive that this knife came from this company, right? Which could be it too. And again, the property found and taken and the location within or upon said place and or persons are as follows. Description of property, K-bar, and also the fighting knife sheath. Known purchases and quantities of Blue Ridge knives from K-bar. So, to me, this tells me that they were getting, it sounds like they do have, because it is, well, that's one thing, Teresa. It is a business selling through Amazon. So now they're saying that, okay, either they have the actual knife that did the dirty in their possession, or they got the exact same replica in their possession for this trial. You know for a fact that if they don't have the actual knife, they're going to get a replica or the exact same one so that they have it to talk about it and all that stuff. Okay? So I think that there was something else. Like I do think they either have it, because that's one thing I do not see here so far of them saying we have the thing, but let me see. Okay, so here it is. Blue Ridge Knives, having given proof under oath this day, proving probable cause, establishing grounds of issuing warrant, blah blah blah. Sought in and upon said premises consist of records and documents related to the investigation of the homicides committed on November 13th, 2022 at King Road in Moscow, Idaho, that are in the possession or control of Blue Ridge Knives, Inc., related to the sales of the following items for the period of January 1st, 2022 to present. So they're basically saying that is the knife sheath, known purchases and quantities of Blue Ridge knives from K-bar include on or about March 8th, 2022, the purchase of 360 units, and or June 24th, 2022, the purchase of 480 units. Sales information should include description of items purchased, names and addresses to which the purchased items were sold to or mailed to, payment method, payment history, correspondence to and from purchaser, as well as any and all other records Blue Ridge Knives, Inc. retains regarding these sales. So if he actually had corresponded with the seller, right, the retailer, they're basically saying, we want to have that information. We want to know that proof too. We want to know that, you guys obviously buy this stuff. You guys obviously have these knives in your possession. This came from your Blue Ridge Knives, Inc. So we now know that we have all that, and it's basically saying like, okay, you mailed this out to this guy through Amazon. So they want to know everything surrounding the sale of said knife and knife sheath. Which is crazy. And then Charter Communications, so again, that doesn't say that they actually have the knife. Okay, that doesn't say, oh, we actually have the said weapon. It just says that they have proof of purchase. They have the sheath, obviously. Now they have the manufacturer and the distributor of the actual knife in which of where he bought the knife from. So they can still bring in some sort of expert to come in to talk about the knife, talk about everything around it. Okay. That is something I think is good. But then, of course, they have a knife, but I don't know if it is actually I don't think it's the actual knife. But then again, this is me just cold reading the hell out of all this. And so I'm definitely going to be reading more of this and going through more of this when I get off of this show to see what actually, to me, it still says, it does not say we got the knife. It tells me we got a lot of stuff and we got proof that this dude bought a knife, the exact knife that we got proof. We show digital. We got receipts. We got receipts upon receipts. But I still don't think that they actually have the knife. Now, again, I'm on page 200 out of 769 pages. I'm sure there's more information here. I just read through about 200 pages of this ish. Well, not all 200, but a good portion of it. And now my voice is hoarse. So I need to get a drink of water. But the thing is, from what we have read so far, unless there's more later, I have yet to hear them say we are in possession of said knife. Now, if you guys see it, please holla at your boy, because it's a lot of combing through a whole bunch of jargon and legal red tape, right? But I gave you guys a good portion, a good chunk. And I'm going to keep looking through to see if there's more, because obviously there's more information here. So we will be doing a part 2 of these documents, because this is the stuff that we are all waiting for. Okay. More information, more proof, not just the tabloidy crap, which is fine. Tabloidy crap is fine. But at the same time, that does not give us solid evidence and solid things to be prepared for when this trial actually starts popping off. So with that being said, the information that we have here is, I think, extremely damning. I think it's extremely damning. And I will say, okay, Elle, thank you so much. Elmo, thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And of course, it's not done yet. There's still so much more. I mean, I'm going through it right now. I'm looking through even more stuff right now. And it's just a lot of bank stuff, a lot of credit card stuff, so on and so forth, which I totally understand. They want everything. They want to make sure that they cover everything. Okay. We're going to find out more. I'm going to find out more when I get more of a chance to read through the documents, and we will get down to the nitty gritty of everything. Cause it's just like right now I'm looking at all this stuff, a lot of bank statements, or a lot of bank stuff, financial stuff as well. Okay. And of course, it makes sense. They want to uncover everything so that they have a better timeline and a better understanding of how this all went down and why it all went down. Okay. But so far, I have yet to see anything that says, we got this ish. And we got this mother lover. I'm waiting for that. Smoking gun piece of information that's like, bow, we got it. You know what I mean? But it's not there yet. and it might be way deep at the end of this paperwork. So we'll see what's happening. But I'm telling you right now, regardless, a knife was purchased, the very knife that they are looking for, that was used, a knife sheath with his DNA on it, purchased through Amazon as well. To me, very damning. The only pushback I'll say, because I know that, we try to think on both sides of the fence for the most part, even though I think him guilty, okay? Him guilty as hell, in my personal opinion, but we got to play that other side, because I know that there's a lot of law tubers that are going to be looking at this and going, wait a second, just because he bought a knife online does not put him in the place doing the unthinkable thing. Just because he bought a knife does not put him in the designated place at the designated time. That's the only thing I can see people fighting about. Real talk. That's the one thing I can see a lot of people fighting about. But again, for those who are still Team Bryan, which I still don't understand why people are Team Bryan. But of course, there's more information here. I'm going to go through it again. And if there's any more information, I will talk with you guys for sure. Okay. But again, they got some very, very damning information here, guys. I mean, what? And okay. And another thing too, I will say this too. People do buy knives online. A lot of people do. That's the only other pushback I could see. A lot of people buy knives online. He happens to be one that did too. Does that automatically put him in the place doing this said crime? Still no. But all the information that they're getting search warrants for, the cell phone towers, the cell phones, etc., all that stuff. If the prosecuting attorney is solid, if the prosecuting team is solid with what they do, they are going to dress up and put together one hell of a narrative, and it's going to be insane. It'll be very, very interesting to see how the defense tries to finesse through the cracks, if they're even able to find cracks. You can see it. They're working very, very hard. This is 769 pages, y'all. And some of this stuff is redacted. So for a fact they're working hard. They're working hard. Okay, guys? Extremely hard. But I promise you guys, I'm going to go through a little bit more of it. And hopefully I'll be back on early tomorrow morning to give you guys the nuts and bolts of all this, so we don't have to go through 500 more pages of this stuff. We can kind of go through it, cruise through it, and get through to the parts that matter the most, because a lot of this jargon, which I just read a lot of it. Okay. So anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. I know some of y'all haven't been on the show for a while, so I missed seeing your names, seeing your energies in the chat. I really do appreciate it. One hell of a show. Hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. If you can get it to 1.2K likes, that would be amazing. I see a bunch of you guys here about all for the conversation. If you enjoyed it and this very impromptu thing, I stopped my night to be here with you guys. Hit that like button down below. That would really mean a lot. Hit that subscribe button as well. All right. And of course, do not forget, hit that join button down below. Become part of the family. Become a member of the family. Hit that join button down below. That would be really, really appreciated. Okay. And trust me, we will be talking about this more as soon as I get my eyes on this paperwork a little bit more. So be on the lookout when I go live, okay? Anyway, it's time to get going. I appreciate you guys for being here, okay? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.